All right. Chris Casas here, Indian Springs Real Estate. Our June Coachella Valley real estate numbers are in. They are surprising. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, this is some important information you'll want to see. Take a look at this. All right, this is a Coachella Valley medium detached home sales price. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see this is the short sale and foreclosure crisis we had in 2009 and 2010. And then following that, this is our 5% growth curve. We're staying just underneath it. And then we had COVID come and take our average, or medium, I should say, sales price up above our growth curve. And we're starting to see a flattening of the marketplace with our seasonal highs and summer lows playing out year after year with a slight reduction in our medium price of 5.2%. So our medium price has dropped a little bit from 690 to 645,000. However, that's just the medium. That means that maybe there's some really low homes that sold that brought that price down, because what we really need to look at is our price per square foot. As far as each city's sales prices, you will see that in each city that the price has dropped significantly, anywhere from 1 to 7% in Coachella. But if you look at the real important number, the price per square foot, here in 2025 at the top of the market, here in the first 6 months, there were 4,155 closings last year. That had an average price per square foot of $390. Here in 2026, there were 4,200 closings, and they closed at $384 a square foot. So while median price is down 5.2%, the average price per square foot is only down $6, or just over 1.5%. So that means on a 1,900 square foot home that they're only spending about $6 less per square foot on that house. And that's a small reduction, not anything big that people are looking for or expecting or afraid of in the marketplace. Now, as far as our sales, they're up. The last 3 months, we've gone from 336 to 708 sales. So the last 3 months are outselling the same 3 months last year. And as far as our 12-month rolling average, we are averaging 632 sales a month compared to 603 last year. So sales are up not only over the year, but over the last 3 months, which has impacted our inventory. Our inventory is down over 10%. That's right. This time last year, we were at 3,313 homes for sale, and we are currently at 2,965. So that's a 10.5% reduction in inventory. And where is that inventory by price point, or by bracket, I should say? Here you'll see on the left-hand side is $300,000, and it goes to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then to $1 million. So you can see there's a lot of inventory here in that 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then a real big spike of inventory in the $1 million marketplace. And I'll explain a little bit about that in a moment. And then as far as our sales, you'll see that our sales follow that similar curve. As we go up in price from 3 to 4, you'll find there's far more sales at 4, 5, and 6 than there are at 6, 7, and 8. And then, of course, as we go up over $1 million, you'll see that pricing does go up, or I should say the number of sales go up. But take a look at this, what happens at the $1 million price point. Wow, look at that. Isn't that amazing? In fact, there's more sales in the $1 million price point than there is in the $700,000, $800,000, and $900,000 price points all combined. And why is that? I call that compaction. You'll find that when times get tight, that your $2 million homes will start to reduce, or your upper $1 million homes will reduce to be really attractive in price. Again, they're negotiating up to 5% to sell these homes, showing a lot of value. So you're pulling some sales out of this $800,000 to $900,000 price bracket, because once you start going up into the million and the competitive nature that's in this marketplace, there's some good value out there, some good deals. So if you are priced at $700,000, $800,000, or $900,000, you have to be very, very careful on your pricing and how your home looks. It needs to look great and be priced great to attract the eyes of somebody that might be spending over $1 million. This is our average premium discount. So you'll find prior to COVID, sales were roughly about 2.5% to 3% off of their asking price. And then during COVID, the average sale was about 4% over their asking price. And then we're dropped down to 2.5% and 3%. So we're still negotiating about the same across the board to make a sale. However, in the lower end price points of 3 to 4, And up over here from $1 million to 2, you're finding that they're negotiating 4.5% to 5.5% to make a sale, where in the middle of the market it's around 2.5%. So the harder the sale, the more expensive or lower value it is, the more you typically have to work to make a sale, which is making sales happen in about a 50-day period. So if your home is on the market for more than 50 to 60 days, you got to take a look at your market and what do you expect from your place and your buyers. Are you a snowbird marketplace with no buyers in the neighborhood, or are you in a place that appeals to just a few sales every month or every year? And how does that work? Because if your house looks right, it's priced right, it's marketed right, and it's just sitting, all industry and leaders and all salesmen will tell you that's probably the price. So if you have any questions about the marketplace, about the price of your home, about what's going on, and give me a call, because there's still a lot of great news in the marketplace. In fact, there are 356 homes currently in escrow, with another 380 getting past contingencies and preparing to close. That makes a total of 743 homes in escrow as I speak right now. That's 743 sellers. That's 743 buyers. That's over 1,400 people conducting business here in the Coachella Valley. And a good portion of the sellers are going to be reinvesting. They're going to be either moving up, moving down, or moving across the valley. And that's why I call it the second sale, and what keeps our real estate selling all summer long. So if you want to learn more about the marketplace, learn more good news about the real estate, you want to see a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes, or my new listings as they come, take a look at my social media channels. I'm very active on them. You can take a look at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, to find more about me, my sales, and what's going on. And if you want to learn more about what else I do besides real estate, like photography, take a look at my website, chriscasas.com. There's a lot of neat stuff on there, and I'd love to share it with you. So if you have any questions about the marketplace, about selling your house, what you can do to maximize your sale, or what to expect as a buyer going forward, give me a call. I'm available at 760-330-8118, or you can visit my website at indianspringsrealestate.com or chriscasas.realestate to learn more about me, my services, and how I can help. Thanks for watching. Bye.